All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to springtime edition of PJBT After Hours. I can't say after dark because it's not dark outside yet, but Skip Moyer here on a Saturday night before Easter, bringing you the live finals here of the Easter Classic at Jordan Lanes. We're just about getting ready here for our bowler introductions, and then we will get our finals started. We have 4 bowlers in the scratch division, 4 bowlers in the handicap division that are all going to literally fist fight for the opportunity to take home this Easter title. Going to go down to Matt here, and we'll get our introductions on the way.
Okay, good afternoon or good evening, bowling fans, and welcome to Jordan Lanes here in Whitehall, Allentown, PA, for the finals of the 2025 PJBT Easter Classic, our only Saturday event of the season. So tonight we have Saturday night finals action. As we are down to the final 4 in each division, we're going to have 3-game step ladder to determine our Easter Classic champions. Okay, time to introduce our 4 remaining bowlers in each division. Starting in the scratch division, our number 4 seed from Norfolk, Connecticut, Cephas Beatty.
Cephas Beatty, your number 4 seed in the scratch division.
In the quarterfinal match, he will take on our number 3 seed from Hopewell Junction, New York, Jaden Conto.
Jaden Conto, your number 3 seed.
Winner of that match will advance to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed from York, PA, Blaze Denny.
Blaze Denny, your number 2 seed.
And the winner of that semifinal match will take on our tournament leader at plus 676 for 8 games from Queens Village, New York, Mel Sims.
Nelson, your number 1 seed.
Bowling fans, let's have a nice hand for our first scratch finalist for tonight. All right, now it's time to introduce our 4 handicap finalists. Our number 4 seed from Nazareth, PA, Colby Kiefer.
Over on the handicap side, Colby Kiefer, your number 4
In
seed.
the first match, he'll be taking on
This is the handicap
our number
division.
3 seed from Queens Village, New York, Christopher Sims.
Christopher Sim, your number 3 seed.
Winner of that match will advance to the semifinal to take on our number 2 seed from Lansford, PA, Darian Moyer.
Darian Moyer, your number 2 seed.
And winner of that semifinal match will take on our tournament leader at plus 112 for 8 games from Reading, PA, Sabian Maldonado.
And Savian Maldonado, your number 1 seed.
Let's have a nice hand for our 4 handicap finalists for tonight.
All right, so pretty straightforward finals here. 3 and 4 seeds will bowl first. Winner bowls the 2, and the winner of that bowls the 1.
All right, we'll get our first bowlers practicing. Begin our quarterfinal match.
As part of the Easter Classic that we've done here in recent years, this is a dual pattern event. There is a different pattern on each lanes individually. The left lane is Broadway version 2, and the right lane is Beaten Path. Rec pattern on the left, challenge pattern on the right. So if you see all the bowlers out there today throwing completely different lines, you know why. Because they certainly were different. A little bit of a mixed bag out there today. We had some really good scores and some really not good scores. So just kind of what you have here is the 8 bowlers that figured it out. So a couple shots of practice here for all our bowlers, and then we will be underway. As always, the PJBT message board is open as always. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, not that I care about your concerns, but hey, I'm always willing to listen to somebody. Or if you just want to talk about anything random, where are you watching WrestleMania at tonight? Because Matt rolls his eyes every time I talk about it. So, but the message board is open. Give a shout out to your bowler. Some couple already have, so give some shout outs, and we'll keep it alive tonight. Gonna let all our bowlers here get their practice shots in, and then we will get rolling.
Start first, finish last. Start last, finish first.
He's still good. Wait till he's eating it. Addison said it
Okay, bowling fans, time to begin our quarterfinal matches for tonight. On the stretch side, number 3 seed, taking on number 4 seed, Hayden has elected to start match on lane 21. On the handicap side, number 3 seed, Chris Sim, taking on number 4 seed, Goldie Keeper. Chris has elected to start match on lane 21.
starting our matches. Six count to start for CJ. Jaden up now for his first frame. And a spare there for Chris. Good spare there for him. Good start. Colby picks off just the 7 there. Spare there for Jaden. Picks it up.
Thank you. This is his first time, so I gotta get him through everything here. Yeah.
Alright, Cephas leaves a 10 pin himself for his first frame. Colby makes his spare, so he will swing around here and see.
That didn't work. Try 4-5.
It's Cephas does not convert. All right. So Colby starts off 1 spare and then 0 spare. So he is certainly cleaning up the messes that he's making. Christopher up now. Leaves the 4-5, so a little bit of a challenging. A little bit of a challenging spare. Cephas rolls over to 21 there and got a strike for his second frame. So Jaden up now for his second frame. Why don't you just go get your iPad holder?
Might as well.
It's a real shame you bought a. All right, back to your regularly scheduled programming. Matthew's trying to set up the iPad here so we can watch PBA bowling. And Christopher converts the 4-5. Jaden up now for his second frame. That'll be 10 back. Thank you to our sponsor today, Hammer Bowling, part of the Brunswick family of bowling ball dealerships. Longtime supporter of us here. As Jacob Buttriff throws the front 8 on the PBA telecast.
And Chris Sim with a strike.
Yeah, I think he's better than Buttriff. So. Jaden strikes in his second frame, so he'll swing around to the left lane, looking for a double. Oh, cannot get the weak 7 to fall. Still have a single pin left. Colby leaves the 3-9, so a little bit of work there for him to do. Let's see how this spare looks good, and he will get both of them. And Buttriff cannot get the front 9. He stinks.
What can I tell you, Josh?
Alright, here's Colby now for his fourth frame. He is clean through 4. Spare, spare, spare. So got just a 7 pin left here. Stay clean. Jaden will stay clean. That is a spare strike, spare start for him. So be looking to keep that going. He has the opportunity here to be the first double. And Colby will stay clean.
He didn't want to hurt it, Josh.
Oh man, they just painted them pins.
I'm sure you mentioned to our viewers 2 tough patterns today. One Broadway of 37 feet. The other one beaten path of about 41 feet. Left lanes all had Broadway on them for the dual pattern event. Right lane beaten path. So, saw a lot of bowlers playing each lane differently.
Hey, babe. She wants to be an all
Cephas cleans up his single pin. A little bit of a small deficit, but nothing he can't get out of with 3 frames in. Spare there for Chris.
Oh, the Film Club challenge, like the USC one. I'm getting nominated so soon.
Ooh, another good shot. 10 pin.
Can't get the 10 of them. Alright, here's Chris's 5th frame. And that'll be a strike.
Got a small lead in that match.
Both of our bowlers on the right pair clean through 4 frames. Colby here can make it clean through 5. Good shot there, leaving just a 10 pin.
That ball nicely went through the pocket. And a nice spare. So, just want to point out, Jacob Butterruff just won for the PBA, and that means that he'll be bowling Kevin McCune in the first match tomorrow. So 2 former PJBT Pro-Am professionals from last year bowling each other on the tour live tomorrow. Colby gets a 1 count there in frame 6. So if you're just tuning in, tell your friends. PJBT with some rare Saturday night live action. Easter Classic, our only Saturday event of the year. This is the first of our 3 matches. So Kobe able to clean that up. 77 in the 5th for him. 86 with the handicap, so pretty even on the handicap side. Jaden picks up his spare. He's going to have about a 20-pin lead there, Joe.
It's been a long time since we've had a bowler go 1 spare or 0 spare
In the same game.
in the same game 3 times.
This is true.
And both of our handicap bowlers are still clean.
They are. They are. Colby has 6 spares so far in the match. 4 spares, 2 strikes for Chris.
And it's only a 12-pin lead, so
And it is a 12-pin lead.
a lot of things we can work out there.
Jaden leaving the 3-9, so he'll try to pick up the spare here. Good shot. Leaving the 7-pin. Fast 7 there. Should have been a strike. Pin lead for Jaden Conto, about halfway through.
Chris just misses out a little short. First open of the game there on that side.
Yeah, I think he knew it when he let it go.
Yeah, got it just a little short. And if Colby was going to strike, I guess that would be the place.
He did, first strike of the match.
All right, 7-pin here for Cephas, looking to convert a single pin. He's missed 2 of them so far, so just looking to stay clean. That'll get it done.
So he officially trails by 18. 18, halfway through. Another good shot from Colby. Certainly hit the pocket, just didn't finish. 10 pin. So as a side note, Josh, explain this to me. I thought WrestleMania was tomorrow night.
No, it's 2 nights.
Oh, it's 2 nights.
Yes.
Wow. It's like a 2-day tournament.
Because losers like me need something to do on 2 nights and not just 1.
Cephas with a strike. Second strike of the match. In frame 6. Colby on handicap, not able to convert, so now our bowlers are separated by 1 pin scratch. So Colby Kiefer has an 8-pin lead with the handicap. With 3 frames to go. Chris comes in high, 3-6-10.
Tightening up on both sides. That's an 8-pin lead now. 18 rather. On the strike. Chris comes back, makes his 3-6-10.
Yeah, this handicap match is really close. It could come down to the 10th frame for sure. Right now the scoreboard showing Chris up by 2. Well, he got the ball inside target, but he'll take that break of the crossover.
Light hit there for Jade. Can't convert to 10 pin.
We'll be leaving the 4-7. We're not going to worry about the scoring part. He was on an open frame, so it did score a 9, being that the 7-pin shifted, but it's on an open, so that won't make a difference.
Yes, he did. Well, if he misses it, he won't miss it. He will.
Or he will.
So you can go change that score.
Okay, will do.
The old kiss of death there.
Spoke too soon there, Josh.
That's okay.
So, well, max score he can shoot now is 1 with the 2 open frames. His max score is 172 with the handicap. Chris Sim in the 180s with the marks that we really need to get. Needed to get a strike there and was not able to. Leaves the 3-9. On the scratch side, Jaden keeps the board clean. Can still shoot 225. Cephas with a double. So that's a big strike there for him. Viewership rising. If you're just tuning in, first match of 3 stepladder finals of our Holiday Easter Classic, PJBT, Saturday only event of the season. Some rare Saturday night action here from Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, PA, near Allentown. Cephas with a 10 pin. Colby finishes with 151, and that strike will lock up the match. So Chris Singh, known as CJ, will advance to the semifinals to take on Darian Moyer.
Alright, move over here to the scratch side. Spare there for Cephas. 136 for him in the 8th frame. Jaden with the opportunity to keep the lead. Week 5 minute. Chris.
Another score change needed. I'll get that. Yeah, go ahead, I'll get it.
I'm not complaining.
So we got a final score there, Josh, on the handicap side. Chris Sim wins the match, 195 to 151.
Jaden with the 6'10" in the 8th framer.
That'll turn our attention over here to your side, the scratch. Jaden can pick up the spare. He'll have a 7-pin lead. Picks it up, 7-pin lead with 2 frames to go.
Alright, Jaden up now, dark frame. And he strikes.
Big strike there because that puts pressure on Cephas to keep up with him here. He can max out even with a spare at 190. Cephas would get anything but a strike here in the 9th. He would be in the 190s. So anything yet could happen, but Cephas will finish his game first. Big strike there. Deficit back to 7 as they head to the 10th frame.
Yeah, if Cephas can at least double here, he will force Jaden to throw the first strike.
Actually, he can force him. If he goes strikes 9 spare, he would force him to get the first strike. He could force him to have to double. That shot looked a little bit wide off his hand.
I think he was lucky to get that one to come back.
2-pin. So now he's at 186. So now he cannot shut his opponent out. Jaden's going to need a mark. Mark and some count to win.
All right, 186. So Jaden will just need a mark to win. And that's the mark he needs right there. That'll wrap it up. All right, good day for Cephas, a 4th place finish.
Good showing for him. I believe it was his first PJBT today.
Yep.
Solid So in a moment, we'll move on to our semifinal matches, and Josh will tell you about some upcoming events on the PJBT schedule. Have some interesting events coming up. A couple of schedule changes. Championship weekend with the Pro Bowlers has been moved to June 13, 14, and 15. We'll be at Chaco's Family Bowling Center in Wilkes-Barre. Pro Bowlers are off that weekend, and so are the regional guys, so should have a great turnout of pros for our event in Wilkes-Barre. Final score 200 to 186. Jaden advances to match number 2.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our quarterfinal matches. On the stretch side, we're receiving a $60 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Cephas Beatty.
Cephas Beatty, your fourth place finisher today. $60 scholarship.
And our fourth place finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $50 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Colby Keeper.
Colby Kiefer, your fourth place finisher. $50 scholarship.
All right, on to our semifinal matches.
Good bowling, buddy. Take care. All right, take care. Yeah.
Alright, as Matt said, a couple things coming up here as we get into the home stretch. 'Cause we are certainly in the home stretch here. We only have a couple more weeks to go. So we wrap up season 26. Next weekend we are in Ephrata at 222 Dutch Lanes. And then the following week we're at Steel City Bowl and Brews for our annual 2 a.m. tournament. So back-to-back majors coming at you the next 2 weeks. And then we wrap up the season May 11th at ABC North. Thank you. And the week after that is the finale for the Keystone Bowlers Tour for all you adults out there. And then supposed to be a girls' invitational tournament. I don't have any information for you on that yet. And then the schedule changes that we have. Championship weekend was supposed to be the holiday weekend, May 23, 24, and 25. That has now changed. As Matt said, it is now June 13th, 14th, and 15th. So, Masters is still going to stay in the same weekend. That'll be June 7th and 8th, and the bracket tournament will be June 1st. So the only thing really changing will be championship weekend will now be moving the weekend that Best was supposed to be. So the Best tournament will be moved. I don't have that information for you yet. More than likely, you're going to see the Best tournament moved probably to August. So we'll have some information coming to you on that probably later in the summer. So all those items can be found on our webpage at pjbtbowlingseries.com and on our Facebook page.
I'll buy you
handicap bowler's off to a quick start. Gonna need to cross, and it did.
No, it's on Facebook. Oh, no.
Wow, the handicap bowlers are striking as much as scratch. That's 4 for 4. Wow, 3 in a row. We got a match on our hands here on the handicap side.
Who's our handicap difference?
12. 12 to Chris. That one slid a little bit there on CJ. 6 count. Jaden with an 8 count, 4-7. Again, message board is up and operational. If anybody wants to chime in, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know where you're spending your Easter. Maybe what your favorite thing to eat on Easter is. Any holiday for me is potato filling. Filling's the best. Jaden starts spare. Blaze Denny will step up here now, looking for a double. Again, if you're just tuning in, dual pattern event today. So we are using a different pattern on each lane. So every left lane has a shorter 37-foot pattern, Broadway version 2. And then on the right lane of every pair, we have beaten path, which is 41 feet, a little bit longer. So we started the day off with some low scores. But as the day went on, we got a couple of 200s here and there. But ultimately, it was very easy to not string strikes together. You could figure out one lane and maybe not figure out the other. Blaze leads the 4-9 and is not able to convert, so 26 in the second for him. 7 count for CJ. So he's got 63 in the third. Trying to pick up the spare here. And he does. Blaze Denny with a messenger. 2 strikes in the left lane for him. Kanto can take an early 8-pin lead if he gets a strike here in the third. Streak ends at 3. Thank everybody who came out to bowl today. No, it's probably one of the warmest days outside we've seen in our area here today, as it's almost over 80 degrees today. So, starting to feel summer-like. Not necessarily bowling weather, Josh.
Not at all.
But that's typically what happens this time of year. 14 minus the 12 he's getting, so 2-pin lead for Darian Moyer through 4 frames.
She missed states this year for high school flag.
That time he comes in light, leaving the bucket. 2-4-5-8. It's a tricky one, Josh.
Yeah, it's still clean there on the right side, so that'll be challenged here a little bit.
Jaden with a strike in the 3rd. And he's able to double it up in the 4th.
That's a pretty big double considering what's all been going on.
Yeah, right now the difference in that match is the mark in the miss in the 2nd frame of the plays. Darian with the first open of the match. Not able to convert. 101 in the 5th for him.
They were right.
Much better shot than the Blaze.
Yeah. He's got the messenger working there. It's two frames in a row with the messenger for the strike. Good shot there for Chris, leaving the 10 pin. Yeah, that shot was a little bit light. CJ picks up the spare. I don't know that he was confident about it, but he got it. Spare there for Blaze. 75 in the 4th for him. Waiting in the wings is our tournament leaders. In the scratch division, Mel Sin. In the handicap division, Sabian Maldonado. CJ did not like that shot, but crossed over for a strike. He'll like the result. 102 in the 5th for him. 114 with his handicap. So the lead is currently 23 for Chris Sim. Darian can cut it to 13 with a strike.
Big shot here for Jaden, going for a 3-batter. Goes up high, 2-4-7.
Looked a little bit light on the speed there. I think he got his mark, but he just didn't.
Just worry about, with the heavy oil on the one side, just pitching it out, not finding any friction.
Very good point.
The problem is, if you do something like that on a harder pattern like that, you have a bigger spare. It's just more work than. I'd rather have a 2-4-10 than go through the face. And, for him, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. I guess it's the better of 2 evils.
Yep. So if Jaden can pick up this spare, he'll have a 10-pin lead in the match. And he converts. So halfway through our semifinal, 10-pin lead for Jaden. Darian Moyer, pretty good shot, 10-pin. So he'll try to pick that spare up. Darian not able to convert. So 129 in the ninth, or in the seventh rather. Back-to-back opens for him on the left lane only. Jaden with a strike. Extends the lead to 20. CJ out of trouble, leaving the 7-pin. Blaze knew that one was inside a target. I think off his hand. Leaving an interesting spare. 3, 6, 9, 10. Got to make sure you get that sleeper in the back there, Josh.
Yeah, not the spare right hand that's the lead on this pattern.
Jay picks up the spare. Plays Denny. Only gets 2 as the ball hooked in the middle of the lane, and that's characteristic of this type of patterns. So 99 in the 6th for him. Gets light again on the left lane, 2, 4, 8, 10. So he could be looking at back-to-back opens here. Meanwhile, CJ comes in light, 4, 5, 7. That will leave him with an interesting spare. Good effort, but gets 2.
That's going to be hard to come back from there.
Yep. Back-to-back opens puts him at 107 in the 7th. So max score 197. So Jaden really in the driver's seat. Got to keep the board clean. Meanwhile, Chris Sim gets 1. So 147 in the 8th. 159 with his handicap. So ironically, if Darian can get a double, we could be dead even. So Darian would strike in the 8th and 9th. That would make it an even match. JD gets a strike, big double. And Darian with a 4 into the 9, but not knocking the 9 over. So he'll try to pick up the spare. With the handicap, that would put him down. Board will say 20, but really it'll be down 10. He can max at 209. Chris Sim can max at 219 with his handicap. Big shot here for Jaden. He gets this strike, and that pretty much locks up the match. 7-pin. Pretty good shot, a little bit light. action just has not been the same. It almost is different from the beginning of the game. Seems like in the beginning of the game, the ball was hooking in for him. Now it seems to be rolling straight out. So. Picks up the spare there. So he can basically spare out at this point for 210, and that would shut Blaze out. So Blaze, to have any chance in this match, will have to strike out. Darian picks up the spare.
Anything short of a strike. For his credit, he's
Got one. Yeah, key's got to be go off the sheet. Give yourself a mathematical chance.
I mean, if he strikes out, he still has a chance, but it's a lot of help.
Sim.
There for Chris.
Yep. So again, the handicap side, he makes a spare here. They're separated by 1 pin scratch. That'll be 11 pin lead for Chris Sim going into the 10th frame. Blaze leaves a 3 pin, and that's pretty much going to lock up that match.
Yeah, Jane just needs good counting. Mark needs a mark. Mark shuts it out tonight. So 2 frames to get about 15 pins.
On the handicap side, as I mentioned, Chris picks up the spare. He's got an 11 pin lead going into the 10th frame.
Ooh, look out.
And wide. He's fortunate enough to get it back to the head pin, but it leaves the 2-4-5-7. So that could be interesting with the count. Because now, spare strike, he'd be at 195. So he cannot shut Darian out. Darian could get a double in the 10th and good count to beat him. All because of that 6 count, really. Jaden misses his spare, but
I think we're searching.
yes, I agree.
I think we're getting ready for match number 3.
I agree, because that match is come to a close. Now let's go to handicap. Oh, CJ. Lets that one slip by. Shoots 169.
Out there, he just needs a mark.
181 with his handicap. So it's not what he was thinking about there. Yes, Darian now just needs a mark in the 10th and count to advance. First shot, Darian Moyer. Oh, and he gets the strike. Well, he needs 4 pins, but it should be a winner. So ironically, Jaden Kanto shot 200 the first match to win. He can shoot 200 to win the second match. And that's a winner. So Darian Moyer will advance to the title match. So final score on the scratch side is Jaden Kanto shoots 200 once again, 200 to 166 this time. And final score
7-pin victory for Darian Moyer as he shoots 188 to 181.
Hey, Darren.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to give out some awards, and then we'll move on to our title match, Josh.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes our semifinal matches for the Easter Classic. Finishing in third, the scratch division, getting a $75 scholarship. Certificate in fourth goes to Blaze Benny. And our third place finisher in the handicap division, receiving a $60 scholarship. Certificate and award goes to Chris Sim. All right, on to our title matches for today.
So we are now down to our title matches. It'll be the 3 seed Jaden Kanto taking on the number 1 seed Mel Sim. And then the 2 seed Darian Moyer taking on the 1 seed Savian Maldonado. Get our practice in here and then we'll be off and running. You are watching the PJBT on YouTube.
Okay, so I know, I'm sure Josh mentioned it, but just upcoming events on the PJBT schedule. Next Sunday, actually the next 2 weeks, the next 2 Sundays are majors for the PJBT. Singles majors on next Sunday, April the 27th. We will be at 222 Dutch Lanes in Effort, PA for our 9th major of the season. Guaranteed top prize of $300 in each division, and our bonus payouts for high girls in the event. Then the following Saturday night into Sunday is our annual 2 a.m. tournament on Sunday, May the 4th. The 2 a.m. event is a super match play event. Minimum payout $300 for first, but typically we pay a lot more than that based on entries. Flyer says scratch is usually around $750, handicap's usually around $500. So it's a unique event. And we finish off the regular season with a Mother's Day Mulligan singles event. That'll be at ABC North Lanes in Harrisburg on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 11th. So that will be our 3 remaining events before we head into the postseason. We will have a little bit of a break before the postseason now due to the changes, but our bracket tournament will be June 1st for our free bracket winners. The following weekend will be our Masters tournament, June 7th and 8th, all at Haja Rose Bowl in Allentown here. And then the following weekend will be a championship weekend with the Pro Bowlers at Jocko's Family Bowling Center in Wilkes-Barre, June 13, 14, and 15. So we invite you to update your calendars and join us in Wilkes-Barre as the Pro Bowlers, Parker Bone, and many of the pros you see on television this year will be joining us for championship weekend. All right, looks like we're about ready for our title matches. That's okay.
All right, final match here. Our 2 number 1 seeds will start the match. Mel on the scratch side, Sabian on the right. And Sabian starts off with 7-10.
Pretty interesting shot there. 7-pin looked pretty sturdy. 10-pin did not. First shot for Mel, he comes in high. 4-6-7. Interesting.
Not the start that either of these guys want.
Not as the tournament leaders. follows that up with a strike. So good start for him. Mel gets 1, so he has 8 in the first. Again, if you're just tuning in, title match for tonight's PJBT. Started the day with 35 bowlers, 25 of which were in scratch. Down to the final 2 in each division now. Bowling for the title. Darian up in the second, looks a little bit high. 3-6-10.
Let's see how Jaden feels. This is be his third game on the round.
In length the first shot. Crossed over, 4-7-8. So he'll try to pick up the spare. Darian able to pick up the spare. So 20 in the first for him.
Yes, trust me.
Fabian with a good recovery strike on the right lane. Again, with these patterns, if you're just tuning in, we did dual patterns today. So it's very possible that you can, get lined up on one lane and struggle on the other lane. Or have to throw 2 different types of equipment on each lane. It's very common in these situations. Fabian up in the third. Leaves a 6-pin as it crosses over. Interestingly enough, backup ball for the spare. Yep, 3-6. Darian got that one a little bit light. He knew it. He was asking for it to come on back. And the head pin got stuck in the sideboard, leaving the 4-5-7, a very tricky spare. Gonna try to fit the ball inside the 4-5 hole, but also get enough of the 5-pin to take it out. It's very easy to chop this off. Some bowlers will hit the 4 and the 5, or just the 4-7.
Got a chance.
Got 1. So he's got 45 in the third.
Alright, spare there for Jaden. Back spares, he's clean. So. Now with a chance to
Darian leaves a makeable spare, the 6-10. Frame 2 for Mel. Good recovery shot. Mel did have let's talk a little bit about that. He had I believe it was a 278 game during qualifying. He had the front 8, and then he stoned an 8-pin. Front 9, sorry. And he stoned an 8-pin in the first ball of the 10th. So, it's quite a feat on these dual patterns set up to have the front 9. And he threw a great shot, left an 8-pin. his first ball, the 10th, and he got a 9 count in the 10th on the fill ball to have the 278.
Bucket there for Saban. Not the high scoring pace that we've seen the last 2 matches here on the handicap side.
No, that's good recovery shot there for Mel as he gets a double. So ironically, Sabian misses his spare. He trails Scratch by 2, but he's up in the match by 16 with the handicap. So 4 frames into the title match, Sabian up 16.
That's pulling off a hand. He will not get any.
Yeah, he did not mean to do that. As you can see with these patterns, you get the ball inside the target and it just takes off. Good news is, though, no harm, no foul if he can get all 10. Because he was on an open. It would just be a regular spare if he can get them all. And he does.
Oh,
So again, no harm, no foul there. Meanwhile, Scratch side, they're starting to strike. Jaden gets a strike in the 3rd to follow up Mel's double. If you're just tuning in, rare Saturday night action here on the PJBT YouTube page. Final title matches for today's PJBT Eastern Classic. We are at Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, PA, just outside of Allentown. Darian leaves the 610, so he'll try to pick up the spare. Nice shot there from Jaden. He's got a double. Darian picks up this spare. So both matches still fairly close. Actually, we'll be dead even on the Scratch side. Mel can strike here in the 4th. Handicap starting the 6th frame. What time is WrestleMania on till tonight, Josh? When it's over. Kind of like our tournaments. They bowl till when it's over. 5-pin for Darian Moyer. Now with the strike, we've got an even match. Scratch side is even through 4. Darian not able to convert the 5-pin. Nope. That's the challenge with these patterns that are somewhat short to mid. You get the ball in the middle and it is not going to hold. Sabian with a strike in the 6th, so big recovery shot there for him. Mo seems to be able to play the outside part of the lane in the front part of it on just the left lane where it's drier. Because obviously that pattern is 5 feet shorter. So he seems to be getting the ball to the outside and down the lane further. Wow, there's a big double for Sabian as he crosses over. So, Sabian takes the lead and Darian looks to get back in the match. There we go, trip 4-pin, he gets a strike. Jaden looking for a 3-bagger. Comes in just a hair high, 6-pin. Sabian shot on that lane. Just way inside target.
About that left lane, that's
Yeah, causing them to just kind of get the timing off there a little bit. But again, he's on a strike, so no harm, no foul if he can pick up the spare. Jaden picks up his spare. 87 in the fourth for him.
Alright, spare shot here.
Better shot for Darian, but gets 3, so 108 in the eighth. So his max score at this point can be 168, which means his opponent, Sabian, can only, for them to tie, he just needs 150. So right now, Sabian clearly in the driver's seat. You just got to keep the board clean. Sabian picks up the spare. And this match went from being close to being, could be over in the ninth frame.
big strike there for Jaden. Had I have that.
7 count for Sabian. Gets 2. 147 in the ninth, 165 with his handicap. So just to lay this out for you, Darian has to strike out to shoot 168. Sabian then needs just a 4 count. So any miss by Darian and the match is over. Yep, Sabian Maldonado is going to be our handicap division champion for today. And the handicap division will finish the day the way they started. The order they finish in is the order they went into the finals in. Meanwhile, Sim 5 in a row, looking to make it 6. Big shot. Really lined up on the left lane there. It looks.
Alright, 139 for Darian. Second place finish today, not a bad day.
Big shot here for Jaden. Ooh, he didn't like it, but he gets away with it. Didn't like it off the hand, but he did get away with it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, because if Mel goes 9 spare at any point in the match, he's going to be in the 250s. So final score on the scratch side, 183 to 139. Sabian Maldonado with the victory by 44 pins. Jaden Santo with another strike. That's 3 in a row for him.
That might be the break he was looking for.
10 pin.
After around the 10.
Right, and all of a sudden, look at the scoreboard, Josh. I mean, Mel can shoot 257. Jaden can shoot 257. All of a sudden, we could very well have the famous word, the towel. Mel converts his spare. So we got 2 frames to go and match is dead even. Both bowlers can shoot 257. Wow. All comes down to this.
Yeah.
On behalf of the PJBT, we also want to wish everybody a happy Easter tomorrow. Enjoy your Sunday off. Kind of a rare thing, Josh. Sunday off. PJBT will be back in action next Sunday from 222 Dutch Lanes in Ephrata. 9th major of the season. Major singles, $300 top prize guaranteed. And the extra payouts for the bonus high girls. So make sure you come out and join us. Sign up online, pjbtbowlingseries.com. Also, one of 3 remaining events to qualify for the $1,000 Invitational on Sunday, June the 15th. We're going to do our best to get the website updated so everybody can see the standings.
Just a pinch wide.
That was a good shot. We'll try to pick up the spare. It would still be in the 240s. Now Jaden, it would still force Jaden to strike in the 9th to keep the lead in the match. So Jaden's going to finish the match first. And, I mean, in theory, he could step up here and shut out Mel. But, if he goes strike, first ball of the 10th strike, 9 spare, he would have 246, and then we could still end up with a tie.
Well, it's been a while.
Just a tad inside, leaving the 6 pin, so that will give Mel Sim a 10-pin lead going into the 10th. So it was the timing of that 9 spare shoot 236, but he cannot shut him out. He can force him to strike on the first ball. If he would spare here, strike out, he would force Mel to strike on the first ball of the 10th. Picks up the spare. So we start the 10th frame. Now if he can get 3 strikes, he would force Mel to strike on the first ball. Anything less than 3 strikes. Anything less than 3 strikes and Mel can step up and win the match. Viewership going up here as we wind down. Title match here, PJBT. Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, PA. Today sponsored by Hammer Bowling. First ball of the 10. And he gets a strike, so that's a big one. Big start there. If you really think about it here, this is a big shot for him. Because if he does not strike here, he'd be at 226. That would mean Mel would only have to get a mark in the 10th. But if he gets a double here and they can get into the 230s, then he forces Mel to show up in the 10th frame with more than just a mark. We are in tie territory, that's for sure. Let's see, here it is. Sixth. Yep, that was the ball he really needed. Because now he'll, good, solid game, but he'll be in the 220s. And now Mel just needs a mark. Correct. So he will post 226 on the scoreboard. Good score. So Mel basically needs a mark. If he would go 9 miss for some reason, he would lose the match by 2. But he will need the mark and then just count. There it is. There's a winner. Mel Sim will be our Scratch Division champion for today. He just needs to collect 1 pin and 2 shots. And that's a winner, ladies and gentlemen. He will be in the 240s. So good game for Mel. Bring home the title. $246, $226. right, so we're going to give out some final hardware and then we will wrap up the show. So stay tuned. You're watching the PJBT live on YouTube.
Okay, bowling fans, that concludes today's PJBT, our Saturday night edition of the Easter Classic here at Jordan Lanes in Whitehall, PA. Our runner-up finisher in the scratch division receiving a $100 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Jaden Conto.
Jaden Conto, your second place finisher. $100 scholarship.
Our runner-up finisher in the handicap division receiving a $75 scholarship, certificate, and award goes to Darian Moyer.
Darian Moyer, $75 scholarship. Second place finish.
All right, and for our champions for today in the scratch division, receiving a $200 scholarship and the first place acrylic plaque for the title goes to Mel Sim.
Mel Sim, your winner in the scratch division today. $200 scholarship.
And our winner in the handicap division, receiving a $150 scholarship, certificate, and the first place acrylic plaque goes to Savian Maldonado.
Savian Maldonado, $150 scholarship, and your winner today.
All right, we'll get a picture with our winners, and then we'll wrap up the show. Don't forget to tune in next Sunday afternoon. We'll be at 222 Dutch Lanes. The finals of our ninth major of the season next Sunday, April 27th, 10 a.m. start time from Ephrata, PA. All right? Happy Easter, everybody. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow. We'll see you next Sunday in Ephrata.
All right, so that'll do it for us here at Jordan Lanes for our Easter Classic. Mel Sim and Savian Maldonado are your winners today. Just a reminder, next Sunday, PJBT travels to Ephrata for major number 9 at 222 Dutch Lanes, a 10 a.m. start time. You can sign up for that at pjbtbowlingseries.com. Other than that, for all of us here at the PJBT, have a happy Easter and enjoy your holiday, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Or Sunday. Yeah, not Tuesday. You won't see me Tuesday. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Thank you, everyone.